Children, good evening, all of you. And you are all future young scientists. I'm very happy to talk to you all. And first of all, I have to thank you, Velay and Aya, for giving me the opportunity because this is my field and I'm so happy to present this to you all. And I have to actually congratulate Aya for getting so many applications for the children to do some exercise. So it is really wonderful. I have more than, I think, more than 200 items were there. And I try to compile all of them so that the children will get some idea of what they have to do. Because each area is a different and a vast area, but still I will try my best to explain few of the things to you all. And before going into the topic, I just introduce myself to all the kids around. Anyway, the introducer has done it actually, but still I want to give little more information. Actually, I did my MSc first year and then I joined my MCA. MCA is Master of Computer Applications. And then I finished my MSc. So I have 2 master's degree and I did my PhD in Information Systems in City University of Hong Kong. And my basic, my basic thesis itself is innovation behavior among the undergraduates during the academic exchange. So actually today you are all you are all going to be an inventor. So I am happy to talk to you all because it coincides with my thesis, but it's undergraduate, but you are all school students and you are no less than those students actually. So all the best to all of you first. And then I was in an incubator in Hong Kong developing some mobile applications. And I'm doing now my diploma in archaeology and epigraphy and MA in archaeology because I got interested into archaeology. Why I am telling is this field is a archaeology field also needs a lot of innovative ideas, and that is why I'm just trying to do it now, and you will be all following, I think so. And then coming to our topic, so the topic given to me was emerging technologies and for the inventors. So now a lot of information is going on. I studied my MCA actually 35 years ago, and the field has changed a lot. And now I got a chance because of IR to know all the emerging technologies, because I told you that I am doing research in our ancient links with Tamil links with foreign countries. So I am not in touch with the computer field for some time, but now IR made me come into this field. So I'm very happy for that. And I will be introducing certain technologies, maybe around 8 of them to you all, which you will be using in your modeling the inventions, okay? And I'll be including the description, applications, and the techniques or tools used. So these are the three items that I'll be telling for each and every technology that I'm going to explain you. And before going to the application, I want to show you certain applications which I have felt whatever is now being there, and it is mainly the computer vision and image processing, because most of you might be doing something about this one. And these are all the major things that I have gone and seen, okay? And this is into 2018 April Hong Kong Electronics Fair. So I went and saw this. You can see it is 6 years back, okay? And you can see how much technology would have changed by now, but still these are all technologies which are invented by so many scientists. So this is the autonomous car. You know about the Tesla car, right? So this is an autonomous car where I saw in Electronic Fair 6 years back, and now it has improved a lot. And there is a robo also which can tell about the place where you are, and some maybe a travel site or something like that. So it was also developed and it was on display in the fair. And the next one is, actually, I am a member of Computer Society of Hong Kong, and we were taken for a visit to Zhuhai. It's just near to Hong Kong. And we went to the factory where these autonomous cars were made. So this is one of the factory, and you can see they are autonomous car. You know, the autonomous cars are made in America, but the same thing is done in China also. And I was able to go and see how it is done, how it is designed, and a lot of things we could see there, because we are all computer people. There was people to explain that also. And there was a robo also, which will help in picking up things from various places. So that was also developed by those company people. The next one is the international airport. Many of you might have gone to other airports around the world, and this is our Hong Kong International Airport. You can see the various counters. These counters are unmanned counters, and we have to just put our ID card, and we have to put our fingering, then we can enter in. So this is a security check gate. So this is also autonomized, and this is also was in 2018, and it has improved a lot now. The next one is 2023. Actually, we have moved to Bangalore for the 3 years back. And I could see in India also, it is coming up very fast. So this is the Bangalore airport where they have Digi Yatra concept, where you can just register your face outside the airport. And then when you enter all the places, wherever the security checks are done, you have to show your face, that's all. So then you can just enter. So this is a facial recognition which they have done. And this they have implemented in many of the airports now in India. So this project was also a major project, which I was stunned to see. It was very nice to see also. And coming to the current computer technologies, and the technology has improved from 2018 to this 2024. Actually, now the technology is based on artificial intelligence that you all know. But before going to the artificial intelligence, I would like to introduce some simpler applications. Actually, artificial intelligence is a very complex application, but this is an augmented reality. I think some of the students are given how to do some augmented reality models. Okay, so those students can just get some information from this. What is augmented reality then first? It enhances the real world with the digital overlays. So you can see now the place is outside, but the outside place is just shown inside a tablet or a computer. Okay, so the outside world is digitized for you to do some work on that. Okay, that is called augmented reality. This can be either like a laptop, iPad, or tablet, or things like that. Okay, and then what are all the applications? So this is very quite interesting application where you have training simulations. Okay, if it's maybe one person wants to drive a aeroplane. Okay, so he wants to fly an aeroplane, then there will be a flight simulator. Before it was in only the computer, and then they were just watching and then doing things. But with augmented reality, you can feel the airport itself. So they simulate a whole airport, and you can use some joystick or some pen where you can fly over the airport and you can land. Similarly for doctors. So if you see doctors who do surgeries, so you cannot just try a surgery on a patient just like that. So when the student doctors can now have a simulator where they can do the whole surgery through this, and then they can learn, and whatever happens wrong or right, everything is shown on the computer. So this way augmented reality helps in simulating the environment, and people get trained in various things. I'm just telling only two applications, there are various applications in this also. And then you all know immersive gaming experience. So if you can be inside the video itself, as such you can feel that you are inside, and then you play around. So that is also there in augmented reality. What are the tools? So these are the things which you have to know, but you cannot remember everything. So don't worry if you are not remembering. This is just to give an idea about what is augmented reality and what tools are used. Okay. So if you want to do an augmented reality tool, you have to just build what is the environment. Okay, now airport means you have to build the airport. Then rendering means how they have to, what are all the things that is happening over there, those things you have to register. Then tracking, you have to track when the people are doing that, what are they doing and how the environment works, all those things you have to do. And then you give it to an deploy that experience to people to work on. So these are the 4 steps what is used for the augmented reality. Why I am telling these steps means each step has a tool. So that is why I'm just telling what are all the steps here. So you can see so many tools are there, and depending on the application, you have to choose the tool. Okay. So AR developmental frameworks and SDKs is one of the tool where you can have some tools from Google, Apple, everything. I'm not going to read everything. Maybe you can just have the screen so that you will know what they are. And you can have gaming engines. So they have a Unity. This software I have done it, but other softwares I have not worked, so I don't know much about it. But Unity is a very nice software for augmented reality. Then you have CryEngine, and then for 3D modeling, because you are going to create the environment, you have to have a 3D modeling and design. So for that, you have to use Blender, Maya, or 3ds Max. And then IAR content creation tools. So that rendering I told, right? So that for that, you have to have some tools. So that is Spark AR, Lens Studio, and Adobe Aero, something that tools are like that. And prototyping tools. First, you have to do a prototype before going and developing a system, because after developing, if something goes wrong, it will be a waste. So for prototyping also, they have some tools, which is called Sketch AR, Torch AR, Adobe XD, or something like that. Okay. Then comes the virtual reality. So always the people will say AR and VR, AR and VR, both are not same. Okay, that you have to understand. Now we'll come to what is VR. Okay, this is virtual reality. So now this immerses the user in a completely virtual environment. So you feel that you are inside that virtual environment. It creates like that. And you have that glasses, virtual reality glasses you have to use. For augmented reality, you can have the glasses, or without the glasses also you can do, but virtual reality, you need the glasses and you need the tool to move around that environment. Okay, so he's having some two things in the hand where you have to move inside and then do things. So this transforms the way we interact with the technology. So that is what virtual reality means. So what are all the applications? So two applications I had seen, it was very well done. Actually, I don't know how many of you would have gone to Kiladi, which is our archaeological site. And they have made a museum and they have a virtual reality corner there. So where you can feel that you are inside the site and you are doing things. So they have created it like that. So this is one of the VR application that is available in Tamil Nadu itself. And then last month I went to Palani, which had that Murugan Manadu, actually Muttamil Murugan Manadu they had. So in that also they created a virtual reality where they can see all the Arupadai Veed within the virtual reality. So you feel that you have gone into the temple and then you have seen the god, something like that. Okay. And there are a lot of applications. Because I saw that one, I have just named it here. So there are a lot of applications developed in this also. So what are all the tools now? So here again, it's the same AR building, rendering, tracking, all the things will be available. And then you see now the Unity is again used for virtual reality also. Augmented reality and virtual reality you can do using Unity. So all the same things, but there is a concept that the glasses should be used. Okay, 3D modeling and designing also can be done in this with Blender, Maya, SketchUp, all those things. So now we have to be clear what is AR or VR. Mostly it is confusing. So if there are some differences in this, so this screen will just give all the differences. So augments real world. Augmented reality augments the real world, but virtual reality replaces the reality with a simulated environment. I'm not going to tell everything. I'm just going to tell around 2-3 points. So this often accessible through smartphones and tablets. AR can be accessible through smartphones and tablets, but virtual reality requires specialized headsets, like what it can be standalone, or you can have, because the games and all, it will be standalone, but some of them will be connected to a computer. So that is the thing. And it allows great mobility with real world environment in augmented reality. So you can just have a lot of mobility because you can carry the mobile, this one, the tablet, all those things, but typically stationary in virtual reality. So these are some of the differences which I just want to tell you, so that you will be clear about what is augmented reality and what is virtual reality. But the same tools can be used for both. So the next technology. So we have seen AR and VR, two technologies. This is the third technology, which is Internet of Things, IoT. So usually they say in a short form IoT, 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 but it is Internet of Things because this technology needs internet for any of the applications. Okay, it has a interconnected things. That is why it's called Internet of Things. So it has a network of interconnected devices. It's not one device. For IoT, you need at least 2-3 devices and everything will be connected. So it communicates and exchanges data with each other over the internet. So that is what this means. And it enhances automation and data collection in various fields. So it needs an automation and data collection also for Internet of Things. So what are all the applications? Smart home devices. I don't know how many of you have the smart home devices at home. So in some places, even the washing machine can be controlled from outside. TV can be switched off when you are on the road. And then you can just switch on the light while entering into the room through mobile. So many applications are there in the smart home devices. So everything is operated through mobile. So now you can see at least two devices are necessary, the lighting system and then the mobile. So both are connected through internet. Actually, I was in US with my daughter. So there what they do, the washing machine is connected to mobile. So when you want to put a washing machine, it will show whether it is available or not, because there are so many students living. You should know whether a washing machine is available. So once it is available, you go and put it. Once it switch off, it will give a message to the mobile. So then you can go and take it. So it's like that. So the washing machine and the mobile are interconnected. So like this, there are a lot of applications. These are all home applications I'm telling, but it's very helpful in industrial manufacturing applications. Okay. So that is why the IoT is becoming very popular. And what are all the tools? So again, it's not single tool for this also. You have hardware platforms, software developmental tools, operating system, and communication protocol. For each and every item, you have multiple tools, and depending on the application, you have to choose the tool. The same tool cannot be used for all the applications. So based on the application which you want, now I say smart home. So then there should be some platform and then some OS for that. And if it is an industrial manufacturing, it again needs some other platform and some other tool and some operating system. Okay, so that you have to understand. You cannot learn all of them. So you have to learn whichever application you want to do. You learn the tool which you can use for that application. So there are some more. That doesn't end. So you need the cloud platform for that, because it is through the internet, and data analytics and visualization, and then security. So there are so many tools, and you have to choose the proper tool and then do the things whatever you want to do. Then the next item, I saw some 3D printing models also is required. So I thought I will introduce this also. It is additive manufacturing, means it helps in manufacturing something. So the prototypes can be made by 3D printing. Now you are doing a building, okay, you think. Then you can even model a whole building in a 3D itself and see whether it is suitable for you or not, something like that. Okay, I'm telling a very huge building, but it will be in miniature. And there are a lot of products, so which they can design in this and see how it works. So that is the advantage in this. Instead of going and buying all the materials to make that product, you can do the design in the 3D printing and see how it works. And based on that, you can buy the things required for that. Okay, I think you understand that. So this 3D printing also helps in various ways. It allows the creation of three-dimensional objects. And layer by layer using digital models. You can do layer by layer, and it enables the production of complex structures. Okay, so very complex it will be, but you can do the 3D printing and then see how complex it is. And based on that, you can buy some products for that. So there are a lot of applications areas. First, manufacturing area you can use, healthcare you can use, construction you can use, education also use. Okay, if it is manufacturing, it can be used in aerospace. Even a flight can be modeled in 3D printing, and then they can just do things like that. But anyway, they have already designed the flight, it doesn't matter. But if it is a new type of flying object, then they can do it. Automation also, automotive also you can use the scooters, motorcycles, or cars, all those things. And consumer goods, you can design anything in the manufacturing also. And in healthcare products also, dental implants. So this was difficult before, actually, how to get the size of the this teeth, all those things. So for the dental implants, this helps very useful. And then organ bioprinting for transplants. So you can even bioprint some things which is helpful for their for the plants, actually. And then the construction, if you take the construction, what I said, the house or buildings, all those things you can do with the 3D. And in education field, you can custom models and teaching aids for hands-on learning in science, engineering, and design. Now you see a lot of organ designs, right? Maybe the kidney or the brain or things like that. They can also be modeled in 3D printing instead of going and making a wax-like thing, all those things. Okay, this will be much more easier to make, and then it will be a perfect model because you give all the details, and then it will analyze and then do it. Okay, even a body skeleton can be made through 3D printing. So you can see how the manufacturing objects are done, the screw, and then a lot of manufacturing objects which they can design and then see how it fits, and then they can go for the production. So next comes the important thing, which they always, everywhere it is now talked about, AI, artificial intelligence. So what is artificial intelligence? We are making the computer to think like the human being. And that intelligence is called artificial intelligence, because they are implanting the intelligence of a human being into a machine artificially. Okay, so that is the meaning of artificial intelligence. So how it is done? So I told you the simulation for the for flying on an airport, all those things, right? Similarly, this is a simulation of human intelligence in machines. So that is the main definition of artificial intelligence. And this is programmed to think and learn like a human being. And the technologies like machine learning, natural language processing, and robotics, all these comes under artificial intelligence. Okay, and I will teach you, I will tell you about the machine learning, all those things later. And what are all the applications? So one is chatbots in customer service. So what is a chatbot? It will be talking like a human to you, whatever inquiries you make as a customer. Okay, so that is called a chatbot. I don't know how many of you would have used Chat GPT. So this is one of the this one chatbot, which will talk, which will give information whatever you ask for immediately. Actually, so that is one of the application. And predictive analytics in marketing. So there is something called share market, where the values will be going up and down, all those things. And this artificial intelligence helps in predicting the market also. So, or if you take a product which you want to sell, so then through all the data available in the world, it will collect and then give you an predictive analytics of your product. So now a lot of products are sold in Facebook, or through Instagram, or through WhatsApp, so many things, right? So if you want to analyze all those things also, the artificial intelligence will help, but you need a lot of tools for that. So that when you have to check and then do it. So what are all the tools? So again, you need two types of tools, which is development platforms and the programming languages. So there are different developed platforms for this AI, like Dialogflow, Microsoft Bot Framework, and Rasa for the chatbots. All those things are available. And the programming languages, which is Python, JavaScript, and PHP. So because AI needs Python only, now in schools and all, they are teaching Python language, which is a basic language that they are teaching. But when you go higher level, then this basics will help you to develop more and more and more. Okay, so if you have a chance, don't miss a chance to learn Python. Okay, because that is the future. Artificial intelligence is going to be the future, where everything will be done on machines. Okay, so then machine learning. So there are two types of things in artificial intelligence. One is machine learning, another one is deep learning. I will tell you the difference also. First, we will know about machine learning. So machine learning means you give set of algorithms. Algorithms means it's programs where step-by-step informations are given. That is called algorithm. And the algorithm will allow the computers to learn from the data. Whatever data you give, okay, now you are learning some 8th standard or 9th standard. Okay, so you give the whole book to the computer, and then it has to teach you. So then the data is given to the computer, and it becomes a teacher, and it can take a class for you. Okay, so like that. So first you have to give a data, and then you have to give a step-by-step instruction, like what the teacher has to do. Okay, like that. I'm just taking a small example. So there are a lot of places where a teacher is replaced by the machines. Okay, so that is why I'm just giving that example. And it can make predictions or decisions also. Okay, so if maybe you are writing this one exam, and you can just give it to the computer, and it will mark by itself. So it can take decisions whether it is right or wrong also, and it can predict what marks you can get also. Okay, based on your maybe 2-3 exams, then it can predict what you will get in the next exam, like the human being. So your teacher, okay, in the class, he will tell, okay, you can get a state rank. So because you have learned, you have taken good marks in the previous 3 exams, then they will predict. So like that, machines also can predict, and without being explicitly programmed for specific tasks. So after some time, you need not program. It will do by itself. It keeps learning, so that finally it can do on itself. So what are all the applications that are available now? So like predictive analytics. So I told you about the share market or the credit scoring, the risk assessment, all those things can be done through now machine learning. And natural language processing. This is a very good aspect which is currently used everywhere. So when you are buying thing in a shop, they will take your mobile number or the Facebook ID or things like that. And next time when you just go, it will suggest you all the things which is related to it. Have you seen all those things? If you have not used, maybe you may not be knowing. So if I buy a dress, okay, today I got a dress. So after some time, I'm just clicking to buy a dress, then it will suggest by itself related to this dress. It will give us suggestions. How it will give the suggestions? It collects all the data, it analyzes, and then it predicts that this customer might need that one. Okay, so something like that, which is called sentiment analysis. So here I'm telling for the common one, but when it comes to the natural language processing, it is for the text. And this sentiment analysis can be done for the text or image, all those things. And the chatbots are all done through natural language processing. So I told you that Chat GPT, it's a fully text oriented application where you can ask questions and it will give you the questions answers for that immediately, and you can chat with it, you can keep on talking with it. Okay, so that can be done through natural language processing. And you would have heard about Alexa, where you just tell and then it will process the text and it will do things. There are some TV where you can sit in one place and tell, go to the YouTube for songs. So then it will immediately go and do, which means it takes the voice, converts into text, and then it converts it into the command, and then it switch on the TV, and then it goes to that particular YouTube or things like that. Okay, so the natural language processing is utilized very much now. Then the recommendation systems. So employed by platforms like Netflix, Amazon to suggest content based on user behavior. If you have watched some thriller today, so next time when you click the Netflix, it will again put some thrillers for you. Or if you want to see some documentaries, immediately when you click on the Netflix, it will give that one. So these predictions can be done by the machine language. And similarly for the healthcare, analyzing patient data for disease prediction. So once all the data about the patients are there, you can just check if the disease comes, what type of other diseases can come to him or things like that. It can predict, and then you can do personalized treatment plans also for that particular patient. So those things are done through machine language, and these are all some of the areas. I'm just telling only few areas. It's not only this one. It's various areas are there. So artificial intelligence, you can see what are all the things involved. You need a virtual assistant, you need pattern recognition, you need face recognition, you need recommendation engine, you need fraud detection and speech recognition. You can do so many things in artificial intelligence. Okay, these are all application names. I've given the field, and these are all other applications which you can just do. Again, what are all the tools? So this also set of tools are there. Not one tool can help you, and the frameworks and libraries are needed. Integrated development environments are needed. Cloud-based services are needed, because all these artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, all needs internet activities, because it needs a lot of data which cannot be had in one computer or one tablet or things like that. That's why it needs a cloud service which gives a lot of data. Then data visualization tool should be there. Auto ML tools are needed. All these tools are needed for machine learning. Here also, you can be one of the, if you want to go for machine learning, you will be a specialist of one area. Okay, cloud-based service, you can become one specialist. Or integrated development environments, you will be a specialist on that. You cannot be specialist as a whole, I think so. So it's very difficult one, but they separate jobs for each and every person, and then cumulatively this application is developed. So that is done with the machine learning. Next is deep learning. So what is deep learning? Then again, now we have to have the intelligence deep into the subject, right? So a specialized area of machine learning is called deep learning, and it uses neural networks with many layers to analyze data. Okay, here I have to tell my experience. Actually, once I finished my MCA 35 years back, I was very keen in going to Japan to do some robotics. So robotic research. And for that robotics, they needed neural computing. So I've done my neural computing course in Indian Institute of Science. But at that time, it was not prevalent. Okay, so it was not so famous. But after 30 years, now the neural computing has come up to such an extent that everywhere neural computing is talked about, but I am out of phase, so I'm not doing it. But neural computing is needed for deep learning. What is neural computing? You know that our body is made of a lot of neurons, right? Similarly, the computer has a lot of things to be stored. So how it can be stored? There are a lot of facilities. There are a lot of what to say, for a lot of concepts are there to store that information. So because it is working like a neural network in a human being, they have named it as neural network. So these neural networks are ones which will have a lot of data stored layer by layer to analyze the data. And it excels in processing large amount of unstructured data such as images and text. So what is unstructured? Structured. Structured means if you have a textbook, then it is a structured one for your studies. But if you have to study so many things outside the book, then it is unstructured. So like that, in images and text, they have a lot of unstructured data, and deep learning can understand all those unstructured data also, analyze it, and then give you the data, give you results. So again, if you see the applications, it can be used in image recognition, that is the facial recognition. I told you in airport, it has to analyze the whole face, all the features, everything has to be analyzed, right? So it needs a deep learning to analyze that. And then the image recognition, and then the speech recognition. Again, our voices are all different. So it has to learn how each one talks, and then it has to analyze and then understand that voice and then do things. So you have the Siri, Google Assistant, and then Alexa, all those things will do this. It has some deep learning concepts in it. And generative models. So I told you about the chat GPT is one of the model where it analyzes the text and then gives you the results. And then the medical imaging. I told you in the AR how the medical, the doctors can do a surgery through the tablet. But doing that also, it needs some deep learning so that if they go wrong, how it has to, it has to do. So all those things will have some deep learning concept in that. So this medical imaging also, it's done through deep learning. So what are all the applications? You can see image and video recognition, speech recognition, predictive analytics, fraud detection. I'll come up to the fraud detection later, okay? And natural language processing, supply chain optimization, recommendation system, medical diagnosis. Supply chain optimization means, actually, I don't know how many of you know about the supply chain. If you are manufacturing something, okay, you need a lot of parts for that. Okay, if you take a computer, you need a monitor, keyboard, then the camera, so many accessories are there. And if a company is manufacturing all the computer accessories, it has to buy so many things from various places. So the collection of all these things takes time, right? And they have to order, and then it will come, all those things. So these are all coming into the supply chain management. So how the customer can just order it, and then it comes back, and then they have to compile everything and then do things. So it has to know when it comes and when the manufacturing has to start, like that. So these are all called the supply chain management. And in that, the deep learning will help in optimizing it. So when the what material is needed, based on that, it will give an order and then take it. Instead of putting all the things in the godown and then taking it out, it shows those things. So deep learning is very much helpful in that area also, supply chain optimization. So what are all the tools again? So if you take the tools only, there are multiple tools for this also based on the application. Whatever application you choose, you have to choose the proper tool for that. So they have TensorFlow, Keras, PyTorch, Caffe, MaxNet. I haven't worked in all these things. I know only the names. So it is all these things. If you're working on AI, you will be learning some of them. And then when you work in the area, then you can learn other things. Only the basics have to be learned in the beginning. Then after that, you can try to use other tools easily, okay? And Chainer, FastEye, Onyx, Google Cloud AI platform. So these are all the tools. Don't be afraid of this one, the field. It's very simple. Once you know one basic thing, then you can learn other things step by step. So now again, we have to see what is the difference between machine learning and deep learning. Okay. So if you take machine learning, it uses algorithms. I told the programs, and then it understands the things, and then it gives the whatever the details the human needs. So I will just read for you. Uses algorithms and learns on its own, but may need human intervention to correct the errors. So it needs a human intervention to correct the errors in machine learning. But when you come to deep learning, it uses advanced computing, its own neural network to adapt with little to no human intervention. It doesn't need any human interaction, but it learns by itself. So that is called a deep learning. And you can see the right side, artificial intelligence has machine learning, and inside machine learning, you have the deep learning. So it goes step by step, okay? So everything is in artificial intelligence only, but at different levels. So next comes the next technology. I think some of you are getting the blockchain technology model also. So I will give you some small description about this one. So this is a decentralized digital ledger technology. So usually if you have all the documents, whatever documents you make in your computer, it will be only in your computer, right? And it's called centralized data. But here in block technology, it is decentralized. All the digital data is not available in one computer, it is everywhere, but it can collect all the data and give it to you whenever it is required. So that is the decentralized digital ledger technology. And it securely records transactions. Okay, now you are putting in various computers, but whether it will be safe or not, you will have the doubt, right? But this block technology will give you the security to all the transactions across multiple computers. That is the advantage of blockchain technology. And it ensures that the data cannot be altered retroactively. It cannot be altered at all. So it is encrypted. It gives a password. It will change with the key. So only if you know the key, you can get that data. So that is the blockchain technology. So what are all the applications? So there is one thing called cryptocurrency transactions. It's called Bitcoin. Okay, you may not be knowing. Some of you may have heard that name, Bitcoin. It's like a currency which we have, like a rupee or dollar or things like that. They have made one Bitcoin currency. So like that, the cryptocurrency is done by blockchain technology. And I told you about supply chain management. That's why I introduced what is that. So this supply chain management also can be done in blockchain technology, where the data is very secure. So you can see the right side, they're all digital IDs. So I showed you that when we are putting now for the Aadhaar card, you are putting all the fingerprints, right? So these fingerprints are stored, and if required, so these fingerprints can be checked anywhere, somewhere. So this block technology can be used to analyze that data. And then Internet of Things also can be used with blockchain technology, what we have already done. So everything is interconnected. Whatever the emerging technology, they are all interconnected. In voting system also, in some countries, they are using the blockchain technology. In real estate, you can use. In banking, you can use. In payments and transfers, you can use. In law codes, you can use. It's used in multiple areas. This is also done in multiple areas. These are all only certain fields we are mentioning. Even out of this also, it can be used. So people, the innovators, think about it, and then they create in various fields actually. So what is this block technology tools? So you have to design first the area which you wanted to develop something. Then you have to build, deploy, managing the decentralized application, and the smart contracts and networks. These are all some of the tools. And then you can see the computer, you can see how much data is given on screen, right? The block technology can connect to a lot of networks and get data, analyze, and give you the results. So that is what the blockchain technology, this is also a very complex technology. And here again, there are a lot of tools. For blockchain platform, you need certain tools, blockchain APIs and libraries, the programming to be done. So you have a Web3.js. So .js is used for blockchain technology. And then blockchain frameworks. So you have set of tools for that also. So here again, different tools for different aspect of the application. The next technology is the cloud computing technology. Here again, I have to tell my experience. When I went for PhD in information systems, I started off with cloud computing research. And after that, only I switched over to the one which I told, innovations in innovation behavior in undergraduates. So this is also a very nice area. And without cloud computing, all these applications, whatever I am telling, cannot happen, because all the data has to be stored somewhere and it has to be retrieved fast. Okay. And this cloud computing helps you in data storage, and then the processing power is so much that you can get data immediately, and a lot of applications can be developed in this also. So I can just read for you this one. It delivers computing services over the internet. Because internet is there, only we could now connect to all the people and do data analysis. So many things are done, and it allows on demand access to data storage. Now you are just okay, from computer you are checking google.com, and then you are searching. Immediately it goes to some storage, it takes the data and then gives you. And if you switch off the computer, it's not going to do anything, right? So it's called on demand. When you want, it has to go and access the data storage. If you don't want, it's not going to do, it will be keeping quiet. Okay. And it has a lot of processing power because a lot of data is stored in that. And the software applications without direct active management by users. So the user need not work on the programs, but it automatically does. So a lot of applications are used already, so that you have to just use that, and then you have to retrieve the data. And this is the computer. You can just see what are all the applications. You can see set of racks, right? Each one has multiple computers. And I was lucky enough to go to data serving centers. It's called data server centers. And I could visit around 6 of them because I was in Computer Society of India, and we were taken a tour in Hong Kong and China. So that time, this is actually more than 6-7 years back. And a lot of data centers are there where you store the data and you retrieve the data. In America also, you have a lot of data centers. You can see Facebook, Google, they have a lot of data with them, right? Otherwise, you cannot go and search and you get all the details. So these are all the data servers that has the data, and you have to give a input, then it goes and searches in the data server and gets the data for you. So you can see Google Drive is one of the cloud computing software. Like that, AWS for business. You can see Amazon. So you are ordering items through Amazon and you are just getting the things done, right? So Amazon is also in a cloud server. So all the data is in that, and then it does all the information. Like that, we have IBM Cloud and we have Microsoft Azure. So these are all the applications, cloud computing, application servers. These are all these will store all the data in different files. Okay. Like in the computer, you have multiple files, but it has more than that. Okay. You cannot imagine how much data is there in these cloud servers. The next comes quantum computing, and this is actually new for me also, because this is an upcoming, it's a very recent one in the computing field. It's called quantum computing. Now we say computers means bits, bytes, megabytes, kilobytes, megabytes, and gigabytes, something like that. But now they're telling that QU-bytes. Q-bytes means it's very huge number of data. This one bytes are necessary. A lot of data is necessary, and they are building a very big, a computer may be a small, but it can analyze crores and crores and crores of data. So that is what the quantum computing means. And it performs calculations at speeds unattainable by the classical computers. The speed is much, much, much farther than what computers we have. When I started working, our computers were very small. Okay, it will be a standalone computer, and then one monitor will be there, and we work. But now I have a laptop with me, which is 1,000 times or maybe 1 lakh times faster than what we had worked before. And similarly, now this one is also, it's very fast. Actually, we cannot say how fast it is. It's a very, very fast one, and potentially solving complex problems more efficiently. It can do it very fast for you, all the calculations also, because it's so fast. So you can see one of the application is a drug discovery. And complex simulations in physics and material sciences can be done through this quantum computing. You can see Sundar Pichai, the Google CEO, and he is with the quantum machine. Okay, so it's a very small machine. It looks like a small machine, but I think it is a very fastest machine in the world. Okay, so this I wanted to put up this one image for you to just think how it will be. And then the quantum computing, again, it needs further a lot of tools, which is quantum hardware platform. So it needs first a hardware platform like the machine, and then quantum programming. You have to write a lot of programs to do things. And then you have, what is this called? It's quantum simulators. So all these things are needed in computer quantum computing. So the last one, I think this is cyber security technology. I think some of you are getting some models for this also. So what does it mean? So I told you some security actually, right? So before I just mentioned that name. So cyber security means how you can have all the data secured in the internet, because a lot of computers are there. All the data should not intermix, and the data should not go to a wrong person. All those things are there. So it has to be very secure. So this cyber security technologies will help you to secure all the data. So that blockchain I told you, for each and every blockchain, it is connecting to multiple computers, but still security is the main concept for the blockchain. So how it is done is using the cyber security technology. I told you all, whatever I'm discussing, they are all interconnected, one with the other. Okay. So this includes tools and practices designed to protect the systems, networks, programs from digital attacks. So you can see, so your machine is, what to say, there is some concept called the machine itself will be attacked by someone. So they will try to use your machine. So that should not be allowed. So how can it be done? So you need the cyber security for that. And you have to ensure the data integrity and privacy also. So now you have your Facebook account. So if some other people see all the things, whatever you've done, it's not good, right? So in that case, there should be some security aspect in the Facebook itself. So that is why they say, so this can be seen by some people. You can see in LinkedIn also, it will say, okay, this can be seen only by group of people. It should not be seen by everybody. So you can set all those options. So these are all cyber security techniques that are used in various applications. So what is the application for this? Is called firewall system. So each and every computer in a company, maybe in the laptop, there may be a small firewall, or you have a virus. You might have an application which will avoid all the unnecessary things coming into your system. But in companies where they have a lot of company information, they have to safeguard that one. So people should not enter into your computer and get the data. So they have a thing called firewall. So that is one of the cyber security application. And encryption method. So what they do, if I give my name, so my name will be changed as some other thing with a key. So if some people want to access my name, they should know the key. Only then they can read my name properly. So Chitra can be written as some Dilipan or something like that, or even unknown, maybe not meaningful name also. But once if you give the key only, I'm just telling only a small word, but there are a lot of data which is locked in a file. So that file will be encrypted fully so that people cannot read unless they know the key. So these things are programmed so well that people cannot access your computer or a big computer or things like that. Okay. So this is the cyber security technology. You can see the key is there and the lock. So the people having the computer will lock it, and you should put a key to open it. So that is a small concept. And but this one is very much necessary when all the computers are coming together in the internet and data is transferred everywhere. So this one is becoming more important, and there are a lot of cyber security analysts. So that is one type of job also, actually. So what are all the tools? Again, here you need network security tools, and then there are a lot of them. Wait a minute. And endpoint security and cryptography tools. There are 3 of them. I think I didn't make it red. Okay. Network security tools are there. Endpoint security tools are there. And cryptography tools are there for this cyber security technologies. So These are all the current computer technologies. So what are all the things I have seen? AR, VR, Internet of Things, 3D printing, artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, cloud computing, quantum computing, cyber security technologies. So you can now you will know, you will have an idea about it. Okay, you haven't learned everything because it's not possible. I have given just the concept idea for you. Once you start doing some modeling, you go to each one and then try to get knowledge about it and then try to do the model. So what are all the effects of current computer technology? So one is rapidly transforming industries. Industries can produce things at a very faster rate compared to the olden days. And it enhances the efficiency in doing things. And it creates a lot of new opportunities. So that's why people say once you learn computer, you have a lot of opportunities because the technology, most of the technologies are based on computers. So IA is making you all young scientists, and whichever field you go, without computer knowledge you cannot work. So that you have to keep in mind. That is why I is training you now to do some modeling in the emergency technology. So you should be very thankful to him, and I am also thankful for giving me the opportunity to just know all these things, which I'm little bit away from that one. But now at least I have a great idea of what are all the emerging technologies. So what is the time now? I have little more to tell, but if the time permits, I can just tell you, just go through that. Is there any more time? I think already 45 minutes would have been gone.
Continue.
கண்டினியூ பண்ணலாமா? கொஞ்சம் அது கொஞ்சம் டீடைலா இருக்கும், பட் நான் அதை கொஞ்சம் ரஷ் பண்றேன். இது வந்து நான் யூனிவர்சிட்டி ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு செஞ்சது. So what are all the computer vision applications? Okay, so you can see registering traffic violations. So when you just you can see now people crossing the signal light also is fined, right? How is it done? So there is a camera which collects that data, and then it is analyzed by computer, and then the violation is given. So when you go by a bike, if you just cross, if you cross 3 times, then you have a fine, right? So that is done. And the face swap for social media. So even the face, you can just Facebook also, the Facebook takes a picture and then it stores it. So that's the face swapping is there. And translating text via a smartphone camera. So you can just take a photo. If you have one text, you can just take a photo and it will just give you a text. So that can also be done through the vision. And Face ID for iPhone. So for iPhone also, you can just record the Face ID. I told you in airport, whatever is done is it takes the Face ID, and then whenever you enter any security check, it checks with the ID. So like that, that is also can be done in computer vision. So what are all the applications for this computer vision? It defect detection. So when you manufacture a product and you put it under IMA vision, it will check whether it is perfectly done. It can detect the defect if it is there. And you do OCR. OCR reading is the text I told you, take a photo and then it will give a text. It's called OCR reading. Crop monitoring. This computer vision will help you in crop monitoring, how much it has grown. The computer vision can check and then it can just analyze the data and say how it grows. And plant disease detection, if it is affected by any insect, so that can also be done through computer vision. Then analysis of X-rays, MRI, CT scans, and cancer detection can be done. Road condition monitoring can be done. 3D model building can be done. And then traffic flow analysis can be done. These are all computer vision applications. I told you the technologies, but this is only computer vision where all can be used. There may be some more items, but I have just listed some of them. So each one, I'm not going to tell you each one. So maybe I can just name it. X-ray analysis, it can be done. Cancer detection also, it can be done. CT scan and MRI also is done through this computer vision. And then self-driving car also utilizes this computer vision because the car has all the sensors. And if any car comes in front of it, it can detect and then it can deviate. Okay, so that self-driving cars also using the computer vision. Pedestrian detection can be done. Road condition monitoring and defect detection. Analyzing text and barcodes. Barcode also, barcode reading is another computer vision. You can now go to the shops when you buy some dress or any material, they just use a barcode. That barcode is one of the application of computer vision. And fingerprints also can be analyzed. 3D model building is done. crop monitoring, automatic weeding can be done, plant disease detection can be done, self-checkout counters. So now you can see in some of the shops, self-checkout is there. That is also done through computer vision. Automatic replenishment, that is if some things are over, it can just inform you that that particular thing item is not there, so that people can buy and put there in the, this is in a very big manufacturing centers. Then people counting can be done, then heat maps can be done, safety and theft protection can be done. So all these are computer vision applications. There are some video I'm just not sharing, so I can just go to the Digi Yatra, what I told. It was launched in the airports in 2022. So these are the two people who did that Digi Yatra. So Digi Yatra is the one I told in Bangalore airport. You remember, right? So these two people were important people in doing that. Suresh and then Satyaki Raghunath. So both of them were involved in this. So it's for the passengers and airlines, the computer vision is used. And security staff, airports, I'm not explaining all those things. Then coming to the image processing. Now the vision is done. And how the images are processed, whatever vision, the computer vision collects the data as an image, so and how it is processed. So there should be some human, what is the human capability of just collecting a vision? You see something, you process, you understand and act accordingly, right? So the computer should also see that. Now the computer has seen through computer vision. So it has to process, it has to understand and act accordingly. So the computer capability, you need artificial intelligence for that. And then these are all the fields which is needed. I for an AI application. This computer vision is the I for a AI application. So image is processed like this. Instead of the brain, now you have a camera and a computer and the same thing is done. Okay. There are two items for this now. And then the computer vision technology is based on teaching computers. Okay. This one I will just pass over. So I told you that what is the image processing. You have see, identify the object and people, recognize the text, register the movements, highlight the homogeneous elements in images and video. It has to just take the same images and then it has to identify it and then process it, something like that. So what are all the applications, how it is done? Capture an image, process the image, analyze and take required action. And then for the image, how it has to classify. It has to classify all the images. So it has to, object detection has to be done, object tracking has to be done, semantic segmentation has to be done. These are all bigger, higher concepts, so I'm not going in detail. So what are all the techniques used? Image classification, object detection, and semantic segmentation and instant segmentation. These are the process used in this. These are all a little bit over for you, so I'm not going into that. Okay, so just, so with this, the computer vision and image processing is done. So these are all the applications and then the technology, what we have done. So with this, I will stop for some questions from you. So what are all the things we have learned? These are the current computer technologies. So again and again, I'm very thankful to Aya for giving me the opportunity to learn all these things for myself and then teach you all these things. Hope you all understood. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience. Okay, good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.